Warning, this video does contain spoilers for episodes 109 and 110 of Dragon Ball Super, so if you haven't watched them yet, be sure to check them out when you get the chance. So in his battle with Jiren, our man Goku has done it yet again by transforming into a new state that Beerus called Ultra Instinct. After Goku was completely outclassed by Jiren in all of his previous forms, minus SS3, Goku pulled out the OG finishing move, the Spirit Bomb, to finish Jiren off, but Jiren's power was too much and sent that spear flying back at our man and engulfing him up. But little did we know, this was just a power-up he needed, and when he rose he was able to attack Jiren and actually land some damage on the once untouchable force that he was, in this new state of heightened awareness. But I wanted you guys to know, did you know that this is something that is actually plausible in real life, and I'm here to discuss it. Yo dudes and dudettes, your friendly neighborhood Jaxblade here, and I'm taking a break from the Halloween videos because this is a topic I actually researched a lot with my martial arts friends. Like, no lie, me and my friends back in high school and college, we would look up like how to like make your awareness like this, and we like looked up so many freaking things about this certain topic. Matter of fact, a page in my favorites tab that I saved 2 years ago that a good friend sent me by Stephen Kesting went over this very thing in depth. Goku's new form is pretty much the master state Whis talked about in the movie Resurrection F and in the saga for Resurrection F. Having complete control of your body and being able to move without your body thinking about it. The form Goku is using is so similar to a real-life phenomenon that real martial artists experience through after years of training and practice and just drills and drills and drills. This is something that actually happens in real life. It's so freaking cool. A quote I love from Stephen Kesting is, "Sometimes you just need to forget about thought and simply react to the situation. This is what the high-level pros do, but it's within grasp for you to do if you practice diligently." And that is very true. Similar to how a boxer can punch pads while their partner can throw random combinations at them at an insane speed for them to react to before the blow hits. It's either by blocking it or countering it. The reaction times for someone who has practiced for years is absolutely insane. And we've seen this done a few times in the Dragon Ball series, but what alluded to Goku getting this power was in episode 71 of Dragon Ball Super, where even before the tournament, Goku was practicing his awareness and reflexes by waiting for Hit to come attack him and calmly being aware of his surroundings while training his instincts. Now, one of my personal heroes, Bruce Lee, you see him all around my room, he actually talked about this training method in so many things. Like, he loved this training method and he actually tried to bring it into his film work.
Yes! Now, how did it feel to you?
Like, I didn't kick, it kicked.
Terrific. Now, once more.
Wait a minute, I gotta think.
You have to think. You still do not understand.
Wait, I did it, didn't I?
You think a fight is one blow, one kick, until you can put combinations together without even thinking. Until you learn how to keep moving and to endure. Hire a bodyguard or lead a less aggressive life.
And Bruce Lee once said, "A good martial artist does not become tense, but ready. Not thinking, yet not dreaming. Ready for whatever may come. When the opponent expands, I contract. And when he contracts, I expand. And when there is an opportunity I do not hit, it hits all by itself." Sounds familiar, doesn't it? Goku in his Ultra Instinct form didn't communicate like every other time he transformed during battle. SS1, he threatened to beat Frieza to death for what he did to Krillin. SS3, he batted Boo around like a baseball on a string but still maintained a conversation. SS God, he talked to Beerus about how he was displeased he couldn't achieve that power on his own. And SS Blue, he just came up with some convoluted reason of how he was able to attain it and name it. And if we even include Super Saiyan 4, after he rampaged as a golden great ape, he was still able to smile and communicate with his granddaughter Pan before relentlessly beating Baby. But in his Ultra Instinct form, he said no words, he just acted. He was literally like a beast moving on their own primal instincts in a dire situation. To me personally, this is actually really fascinating, as I love both Goku and Bruce Lee, and seeing things he talked about so passionately in his books animated is so freaking cool, dudes and dudettes. And what makes it even better is it even has an anime-esque like name called Mushin. Mushin is a mental state into which very highly trained martial artists are said to enter during combat. They also practice this mental state during everyday activities. It is achieved when a person's mind is free from thoughts of anger, fear, or ego during combat or everyday life. There is an absence of discursive thought and judgment, so the person is totally free to act and react towards an opponent without hesitation and without disturbance from such thoughts. At this point, a person relies not on what they think they should do next, but what is their trained natural reaction or what is felt intuitively. It is not a state of relaxed near sleepfulness, however. The mind could be said to be working at a very high speed, but with no intention, plan, or direction. So technically, I'm just saying that form should be called Mushin Goku. Patent pending Jaxblade, you know where you got it from. Mushin Goku, alright? Start that up. Hashtag Jaxblade said that. Alright? Whatever. You know you got that name from. Mushin Goku, that is what it should be called. That's what I'm calling it from now on. Wait a second. Goku's name means aware of emptiness. So this is making even more sense. It's all coming full circle around Goku, who is the star of the show, which is about balls, which are 3D circles with stars in them. Oh my Omni King, it makes so much sense. But I know you're probably wondering, hey Jax,
is it possible to learn this power?
And the answer is yes. With daily practice, just like our man Goku, I'll help you get a real world equivalent of how to do that. But you got to get into that mindset of getting the Bruce Lee mindset of being water. According to the Zen masters, Mushin is operating when the actor is separate from the act and no longer thoughts interfere with the action, because the unconscious act is the most free and uninhibited. When Mushin functions, the mind moves from one activity to another, flowing like a stream of water and filling every space. For example, if a kid runs out in front of your car, you automatically stop the brakes. If I throw a ball at your face, you'll more than likely raise your hands to catch it without thinking. And in martial arts, when you've done countless practice drills, you can naturally react from muscle memory. Think of the scene from The Karate Kid, where Mr. Miyagi has Daniel do all those daily chores, and then weeks later when he is confronted about if his training is even working, he is able to effortlessly defend Miyagi's attacks because he follows such a repetitious nature. The more we repeat something, the more automatic it becomes, and the faster we'll be able to react to it in the future. To quote Stephen Kesting again, consider how slow, awkward, and deliberate your movements are as you try to coordinate your limbs whenever you're trying to learn any new skill. Sucking at something is the first step to being sort of good at something. Through thousands of hours of sparring, the situations are recognized by the body, and the almost instinctive response automatically comes out of the athlete's body. There is likely a sports psychology physiological term for this phenomenon, but he calls it the touch reflex. The intentions of the opponent are transmitted through a heightened sense of touch, which relays information to the brain faster than your sense of sight can, and the physical reaction is faster than conscious thought. Again, since it's the month of October and Halloween is right around the corner, think of trying to jump scare a black belt. It almost always never ends well, for the scare at least. Due to them being so conditioned to protect themselves in times of stress automatically, they're lucky the person doesn't kick them through the door. Hell, I am in the same boat. I have unintentionally handed out so many black eyes and bruises unintentionally when my friends tried to jump scare me, and it's just like, it's just a natural response. I'm sorry, Jeff. You know I'm terrified of clowns about that time. Like, I'm sorry. Though not everyone has to do combat-ready things to improve their automatic responses. For example, since I'm betting a lot of y'all play video games, psychologists often use a primitive video game to test motor skills. Here's an excerpt from What the Dog Saw by author Malcolm Gladwell, which goes into details about this very subject. They'll sit you in front of a computer with a screen that shows 4 boxes in a row, and a keyboard that has 4 corresponding buttons in a row. One at a time, X's start to appear in the boxes on the screen, and you are told that every time this happens, you are to push the key corresponding to the box. According to Daniel Willingham, a psychologist at the University of Virginia, if you're told ahead of time about the pattern in which those X's will appear, your reaction time in hitting the right key will improve dramatically. You'll play the game very carefully for a few rounds until you've learned the sequence, and then you'll get faster and faster. Willingham calls this experience explicit learning. But suppose you're not told that the X's appear in a regular sequence, and even after playing the game for a while, you're not aware that there is a pattern. You'll still get faster. You'll learn the sequence unconsciously. Willingham calls that implicit learning, learning that takes place outside of awareness. These two learnings are quite separate based in different parts of the brain. Willingham says that when you were first taught something, say, how to hit backhand or overhead forehand, you think it through in a very deliberate, mechanical manner. But as you become better, the implicit system takes over. You start to hit a backhand fluidly without thinking. The basal ganglia, which implicit learning partially resides, are concerned with force and timing. And when that system kicks in, you begin to develop touch and accuracy, the ability to hit a drop shot or place a serve at 100 miles per hour. This is something that is going to happen gradually, Willingham says. You hit several thousand forehands after a while, you still be intending to do it, but not very much. In the end, you don't really notice what your hand is doing at all. Under conditions of stress, however, the explicit system sometimes takes over, and that's what it means to choke. So something quite similar to Goku's Ultra Instinct form happens in real life, and it's amazing to me that these gods of destruction haven't learned how to harness it yet when they've been alive for millions of years. So you gotta give mad props to Goku for attaining this form, albeit for a short while. That's what I'll always love about Goku. Even though he is a fictional character, he shows you that you can always improve no matter what age you are. You should always strive to be the best you can be. And to quote Bruce Lee one final time, there are no limits, there are plateaus. But you must not stay there, you must go beyond them. If it kills you, it kills you. A man must constantly exceed his level. And that is a message I support full-heartedly. Well, dudes and dudettes, I hope you enjoyed today's video and I hope you learned something. And massive shout out to Stephen Kesting. Like, I used to read his stuff all the time, so like, just massive shout out to him. You rock, dude. And like, wow, I just want to know what you guys think of the episode. What do you think of Goku's new form? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you think it's like badass? Do you think it sucks? Or, like, what do you think? And then what did you think of the Jiren fight with him and Jiren? Like, tell me in the comment section below. I'm curious what you guys think and like what you gals think as well, because I want to know how this gets going with this. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed today's video. And remember, like I always say, keep calm, booyah on, don't forget, Momentai. Now go get that Ultra Instinct, guys.